Hello and welcome to the Ferrum College Coaches Show. My name's Dave Newcombe. I'll be your host. I'm delighted to have two men from our men's basketball team, head coach Bill Tharp and senior Jamal Pullen. Jamal, congratulations on a big win last night.
Thank you.
Yeah. Talk about the game a little bit, Jamal.
We started off pretty slow, and when I went to the bench around like the 11-minute mark, I knew I had to get us going in some way. So I had to step up, play a little bit harder.
Right. And
during the last couple minutes of the first half, that's when we finally started to click and get it going.
Yeah. Well, you had 30 points. That's always nice when you hit that milestone. You're the senior this year, the lone senior. Is that right? Am I right on that?
You are correct.
Yeah. So, how's that feel? It's kind of your team.
It's different. I've always had like Lamont or Brian lean on. So I'm not the most vocal guy. So I think I have to lead by example. And I'm still trying to figure it out. It's a long season, so
yeah. It's and I think though with freshmen or sophomores, if you, because you aren't the most vocal, that if when you do say something, it means something, and you do lead by example. You hustle, you play hard. You had a great shooting night last night, 9 for 11, and then from the foul line, 12 for 13. So I'm sure, Coach, you were pleased with that performance and that leadership you get on the court with Jamal and off the court.
Yeah, Jamal's been playing well for 4 years, even as a freshman. He had the uncanny ability to score a lot of points in very few minutes. So, I knew probably the game that stood out to me the most his freshman year was when we played at Piedmont, and they went through 1-3-1 zone, which we hadn't seen all year and hadn't seen them play on film. So we weren't the most prepared team for that, and Jamal scored like 10 points in 9 minutes against it. Just slash into the open spot, and we knew right there we had something pretty special. And then he's been scoring a lot all year, and it's a really challenging year for him because with the numbers he put up last year, he's getting a lot of attention from the other team's defense. He's getting beat up quite a bit. Grabbed, held, pushed, fouled, and just to stay focused and keep battling through it. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, I think at Lynchburg that was the case, wasn't it?
It's been like that.
Yeah,
most games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And rightly so that he gets a lot of attention, and then just got to adjust to the physicality of it. If things are getting called, great. If not, you got to adjust your game to match it.
Jamal, some of the honors you've received. You were named All-State, All-Conference, first team, All-Conference, second team, your junior or your sophomore year. So you've had quite a few honors and been the scoring leader of the team for 3 years. So I think that feels pretty good, but it also feels probably like a lot of responsibility and when guys are double teaming and triple teaming you. It's tough.
I don't view it that way.
Yeah.
I just try to play hard, and if I score, I score. If I don't, it's all right. I just try to play
I always
hard.
joke with him that that's not the case. When I don't think he's playing hard enough in practice, I always tell him, I'm like, oh, you think you can just be out here and just as long as you get your 20 shots, you'll be okay, right?
Right. So it's a challenge every day. It becomes a challenge, and we've got some other guys. It's one of the best team sports there is, and we got some other guys that can put it in the hole. Coach, talk about some of the new faces on the team this year.
Some of our new guys, Troy Mann, brother to Tyler, who's a sophomore for us. Troy is really unique because he's 6'6" and he is very strong. He loves lifting weights, and so he's a really imposing figure, but he has perimeter skills. So, we had a couple games, I think it was Washington Lee, he hit 3 or 4 threes. So, once we figure out a little bit better how to put him in the spots we need to put him in. I mean, he's going to be a really, really good player for us. So, we just got to figure out how to fit him in best. And then, both our point guards are freshmen, Josh Dudley and DeAndre Mullen. They both bring different things to the table. They're both a little bit different point guards, but I think it's a really good situation. It reminds me of, back in 2007, we had Jarrell Wade and Justin Henderson, who were both freshmen, and as those guys grew up together, I mean, it was great because, again, both those guys were different styles of point guards, so just depending on who we played, we could do different things, and I think these guys are the same way. And then Marcus Huff's playing a little bit on the wing for us, so he's had a couple of really good games where he's been able to score a lot, but as he learns how to play, and just gets used to the college game, he'll be doing. Hopefully his role will increase.
Yeah. Well, the schedule coming up. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I don't know who made the schedule.
Right.
Who decided to put, for 11 non-conference games, play 9 ODACs and then a Division I game. So we need to talk to whoever did that. But it's challenging. I think that's good. Just the variety of styles that we play against will really serve us well when we get into our conference season because we have some teams that play different styles there. So we'll have seen just about everything. We got Virginia Wesleyan, who's ranked 12th in the country, and I mean they're an elite program. I mean, they've been in the NCAA tournament probably 10 straight years, and if they don't advance to the Sweet 16, I'm sure they feel like they've had a disappointing season. So they come in here Sunday, which would be a really big challenge, but hopefully we'll take today as our day off, and hopefully our guys can get some good rest, and then have 2 good days of practice, and let's go get them. And then then we got to take a break for finals. And we come back after finals and we go to Roanoke, and they're playing pretty well right now, and it's a road game. I mean, college basketball games are hard to win. College basketball games on the road are even harder. And then you've just had a break from finals and looking forward to Christmas break. So that's that's where we'll talk about. We got to really be mentally tough and be focused on what we got to do and make sure that we're focused on playing basketball. And then we go the next night to High Point, for a Division I game. And again, really really big challenge. They're
having a good year, aren't they?
They're having a good year, and they have an excellent player in John Brown, who with as good as he is to be playing at a Big South school. I mean, they did an excellent job luring him to High Point
to recruit him. Yeah.
But it's challenging.
So
but we look forward. We look forward to it. We look at it as a challenge, and our whole I really like this group of guys, and I think these guys could really really build a team where they can do something special in January and February, but we got to get to that point. So I mean that's what the early season's for, is for them to try and figure out what works and mesh together and come together as a team. And I think if we do that, I think they could be really proud of the season that they had. And I think we can do some good things, but we got to get there first.
Yeah. Well, what we need to do is challenge our fans out there to fill the house on Sunday afternoon. And,
the 2 home games that we've had where students have been in session, Washington Lee and last night were, the crowds were great. I mean, the student section was good. 90-95% full. So we need that Sunday afternoon at 2.
We need it Sunday afternoon at 2 against number 11, are they?
I think they're 12.
12, something, 12 in the nation, and they'll come in ready to play, I'm sure.
Yeah.
With their team. Okay, Jamal, for our freshmen that we have that may be watching the show, or the guys that you're leading on the team, what do you tell them? What advice do you give them about the game, about basketball as a freshman?
Stay focused. Prepare well. I think in high school, you're not used to scouting reports and knowing what other players can do. So I tell them to read the scouting report. Take care of their body.
Right. Yeah. It's a whole different game, isn't it?
Yeah, and play hard all the time.
Yeah.
They're gonna make mistakes. It's their first year playing, so I just tell them to play through it. Nobody's perfect. I make mistakes all the time. So You just got to learn how to play through certain things.
What about out of the classroom? Or off the court in the classroom? What kinds of advice do you have for them in the classroom?
Tell them to go to class.
Right. Number one, go to class.
Don't miss class.
Advice. Right.
Just try to get all your work done because when basketball season starts, your time gets shorter and shorter. So I just tell them to make sure they stay on top of their work.
Now, do you conduct study halls on the bus to Covenant or something like that? I mean, or do they sleep a little bit, do you think? Or maybe both?
Sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep mostly.
Yeah.
It's a long ride.
You have some long trips after in the second semester, don't you?
Yeah, this year's not too bad. Really, we have the one trip to LaGrange and Huntington on a weekend. But other than that, the further schools, the other 3 further schools come here. So
okay.
So it's one really long trip, and then the traditional Methodist, that's Wesleyan. So it's not too bad for us.
So okay, you have Covenant and Maryville here,
and Piedmont. Yeah, all 3 of them are here.
Nice. So. Okay, so you'll be all right with the long trips. So, what do we have to look forward to second semester? Your spring semester. You told us about the first part of the season.
Yeah, we get started right away, January 2nd and 3rd, a doubleheader weekend with the women's team in conference play, and then we have the Monday after that we have our final non-conference game in Shenandoah, and then it's conference the whole rest of the way. So I think looking at our conference before the season started, Maryville was probably on paper the clear favorite, and then really from there, you could pick a name out of a hat and see who's going to be next. I think the margin for error is going to be so small,
right.
Between finishing first and finishing 11th. There's not going to be much difference. And one thing that's really encouraging is so far, 3 weeks into the season, our teams in our league are playing at a much higher level. We have a winning overall record in non-conference play, which we weren't able to say that the last few years. So I think our conference overall is much stronger than it's been, probably the strongest it's been in 5 or 6 years. At least that's the way it looks right now. So that's really good for our league and for every team, and it just it means that we're going to have to be on every night ready to play. And like I said, the teams are really balanced, and the margin for error is really small. But we're looking forward to it. Like I said, if we can figure things out, where to put guys in the best places, make sure we give Jamal the ball enough, and everybody is fighting for Ferrum, then I think we can do some good things.
Yeah. So you get the ball down in the blocks there and pass it off sometimes. I mean, get some assists.
Of course.
Right.
He hits a couple this year, right?
Right. That's what it looks like. A couple assists. That's good. But I don't think I've ever saw you as being a gunner. You're pretty. You share the ball, and if you get a shot, you take it down. You have a knack for putting the ball in the hoop down low because you aren't the biggest center in the world. What are you, 6'3", 6'4"? There you're listed at 6'4".
That's what he is then.
Right.
It's just instinct.
Right.
Yeah,
it's just something I could always do.
He's got.
It's a knack. I mean,
he does. He's always had it, and even going back to his freshman year, like he just had not only a knack for scoring, but just finding holes in the defense and just kind of slipping to the right place. I mean, he's always had, and some of it's stuff you can't even teach. Just he's always had a knack for doing it. And now it's harder because he's got everybody, the whole entire defense focused on where he's going to be. So
you're a marked man, Jamal.
We got to work a little harder to get him open, and then he's got to make sure he's working hard to get open. And then when he gets it, all right, I'm about to get hit. Let me see how I can score.
Well, how about, is there anybody out there you'd like to say hi to? I'm sure you have a fan club at home that you'd like to say hi.
I'll let Jamal say hi to his fan club.
My mom, my aunt, and my grandmother, and Haley. Thanks for coming to all the games and supporting me.
So they come all the way from Northern Virginia to watch you play. Yeah. That's dedication. How about you? You got
we tried to get him a home game this year, so we went up to Goucher. So that was good. It was a little
up in
closer.
Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
How about you, Coach?
Well, you know, I mean, we got Billy and Maddie and Charlotte, so it's getting more challenging. You know, Bill, he had his own game last night, so he didn't get to the gym till the final 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you know, it's Ferrum basketball. It's not just a job; it's a lifestyle.
Right.
That's our motto.
Right, exactly. And then you got the great coach, your longtime assistant, really, Rob Fuller.
Yeah, Rob's
is on the road.
I tell
recruiting, scouting.
I had to ask him yesterday what exactly it is that I do anymore, because you know, he's just, you know, taking such a role in everything in his initiative, and you know, he's great. Couldn't do it without him. And yeah, I was trying to think yesterday what exactly it is that I do, because he's such a vital cog in our engine and keeping things rolling. So you know, when you look at the basketball staffs at the higher levels, and they got, you know, a head coach and 3 assistant coaches,
right,
and a director of operations and an assistant director of operations and a video coordinator.
Yes.
And he is all 6 of those
right,
people in one.
Right.
So yeah, doing a really good job.
And a sharp guy. And what a lot of people don't know is that, you know, you're scouting high school kids, or you're recruiting during the season. You're
yeah, recruiting for basketball,
and
you know, we did this to ourselves, I guess, as coaches. But yeah, it's you know, a year-long process. From we start identifying guys in the spring and all summer at AAU stuff, and then recruiting them all year. And you know, in the spring we're finishing up trying to get commitments and deposits while we're starting on the next year. And and yeah, like leaving practice Tuesday. Practice ends and everybody else goes home, and we get in the car and drive somewhere to watch a high school game, and do that on Fridays.
Yeah, it's dedication.
Beats working for a living, though, Dave.
Right. Well, I don't know. I'd say it's work. Anyway, next week we'll have Nate Yetzer, our head wrestling coach, and hopefully a wrestler to join Nate. And this has been great having you, Jamal. You know, I wish you a lot of luck during the rest of the season. Hopefully they don't triple team you, just double team you. But you have a knack to get the ball in the hole or pass it to your teammates, and leading by example. I really appreciate you, and as I've seen you around campus, I really think you do a great job with the team. And so good luck the rest of the way. We're on the winning side right now. Let's get into conference play, and we need a big crowd coming out Sunday and really rock the place, and that might help us against Virginia Wesleyan. They're pretty darn good, but certainly we have a chance when we got guys like you. Coach, you do a great job. Really appreciate what you do, and until next week, this is Dave Newcombe saying so long.